History enthusiasts will have a chance to learn about the Glidden Barn in DeKalb and how it's evolved over the last century and a half. This is because it is the topic of the first Super Sunday lecture series, which is in its fourth year. This will happen at noon January 11th at the Glidden Homestead Welcome Center. Series organizers say historic preservationist Roger Keyes will look at the architecture and share photos on the barn's 150-year evolution, where Joseph F. Glidden invented and first manufactured barbed wire. Keyes will also touch on current restoration projects of the barn floor and tack room. The 2026 lecture series will be held on the second and fourth Sundays of January, February, and March. All programs start at noon. Those interested must pay an admission fee, which includes a bowl of soup, hence the event name. Children, though 14 and younger, and Homestead members can attend for free.